Now we're going to talk about Iran, everyone, because things are about to get hot. For over 2 decades, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has stood virtually alone on the world stage, sounding the alarm about the threat of a nuclear-armed Islamic Republic of Iran. Netanyahu has been warning in countless speeches, briefings, and especially at the early United Nations forums, that a regime which openly calls for Israel's annihilation, as Israel is the little Satan and the USA the big Satan, well, such a nation must never be allowed to possess the most dangerous weapons humanity has ever created. Many have scoffed at Netanyahu over the years. Others delayed. The Obama administration entered into the disastrous JCPOA Iran deal in 2015, giving the Iranian regime billions in sanctions relief and a clear sunset clause to become a threshold nuclear power with international legitimacy. President Trump rightly withdrew from that deal, imposed maximum pressure sanctions on Iran, and today has been attempting to show the world, and especially the isolationist wing of his own Republican Party, that he is using every diplomatic option that he has and to exhaust it with Iran in order to try to refrain from a military attack. Ever since becoming president, Trump has remained committed to demonstrating that he is trying to avert war with Iran and trying to stop them from attaining nuclear military capability. But today, the truth became undeniable. Iran just rejected yet another U.S.-initiated nuclear deal, shattering the illusion that diplomacy can stop Iran's relentless march towards the bomb. In parallel, reports have confirmed that Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Trump spoke directly in a rare call, followed by news that Israel's war cabinet will be convening for a top-level security briefing. Read between the lines, and the writing is on the wall. An Israeli strike on Iranian nuclear facilities is no longer a matter of if, but only when. Understand, for Israel, this is not about politics, diplomacy, or optics. It is about survival. An Islamic Iranian regime armed with nuclear weapons would become an untouchable regional superpower, one that sponsors global terror, props up Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis, threatens the whole Sunni Islamic world, and chants death to Israel and death to America as official state policy. And Iran has allies in South America to pose a close and direct threat to U.S. targets as well. No Israeli government, right, center, or left, can afford to allow such an Iranian regime to reach nuclear breakout. If President Trump still decides to have the United States sit out of any military attack, we will be seeing Israel act alone, with U.S. support on the diplomatic level, and most probably with U.S. military support, if not direct involvement. Netanyahu has built his legacy on this issue. He has prepared the IDF, developed operational plans, built regional coalitions with Sunni Arab states like Saudi Arabia and the UAE through the Abraham Accords, and ensured strategic capabilities for such a mission. Whether the United States under Trump provides direct support, intelligence, or only political backing after the fact, a military attack will happen. The world has been warned. There are no surprises here. It is essential to separate the Islamic Republic from the Iranian people themselves. Millions of Iranians have suffered brutally under the Iranian regime's iron grip, executions, repression, and a total hijacking of their national identity by an extremist Shiite religious clerical class. Israel does not seek war with the people of Iran. In fact, Israel dreams of the day that Iran is free of the Islamic Republic, when the great Persian people can once again become our partners in the region as they were before the 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran. When the Islamic regime falls, and one day it will, Iran and Israel can stand side by side as allies once again against the latest rising threat in the region, the Sunni jihadi axis, led by Qatar, Turkey, the Muslim Brotherhood, and their terror proxies in the region. This is not a fantasy. It is a strategic vision. But to get there, the cancerous regime of the Islamic Republic in Tehran, Iran, must be stopped before it locks in its power with nuclear weapons. The insane thing is that while the world focuses on Iran's nuclear threat, few are paying attention to the growing power of the Sunni jihadist axis across the Middle East and the West that I mentioned before. funded mainly by Qatar, protected by Turkey, and legitimized by useful idiots in Western academia, media, and politics, this Sunni jihadi alliance is working to spread its Islamist ideologies from Gaza to Dearborn, Michigan. The Gaza Islamo-Nazi massacre of October 7th was not just an Iranian-Qatari-backed attack. It was an expression of this broader axis, a movement that thrives off chaos, Jew-hating anti-Semitism, and the collapse and destruction of Western resolve. Whether it's the Muslim Brotherhood-aligned networks in the U.S., the Al Jazeera propaganda machine out of Doha, Qatar, or the Turkish regime's backing of every anti-Israel initiative at the UN, the Muslim Brotherhood Jihadi Sunni Front is on the move in the West. A nuclear Iran is also an enemy to them, and they are happy that Israel, probably together with the U.S., will be leading the charge to defeat it, while to many, these are terrifying times, but they are also redemptive times. In Jewish history, we do not shy away from moments of danger. We embrace them with clarity and vision. October 7th was our wake-up call in Israel and the Jewish world. We can no longer rely on world sympathy, on Western morality, or on the institutions of global diplomacy to keep us safe in our homeland. We were caught like deer in the headlights, hoping that at the visions, the videos of the massacre of Jews would awaken the conscience of the world. Instead, we saw the opposite. A rise in Jew-hating anti-Semitism, in anti-Israel propaganda, and in the silencing of truth. Israel must now lead with purpose. This is not just about self-defense. It is about moral clarity for the world. We, in Israel, the Jews, are the front line in the battle for civilization itself. The days ahead will be tense ones. Headlines will be frightening. The world will scream about Israeli aggression just as they did before we bombed the Iraqi reactor in 1981 and when we bombed the Syrian nuclear reactor in 2007. But in time, the world will thank us. Again, just as they did after those times. History will show that once more the tiny Jewish state of Israel, like the size of New Jersey, had the courage to stand up against evil when no one else in the enlightened Western world would. Instead, countries like Australia ban us. And when the dust settles, the world will be safer, Israel will be stronger, freer, and one step closer to our destiny, to be a light into the nations, unafraid and unbroken, and able to stand up against evil. Am Yisrael Chai, we will win. We will empower those in the freedom-loving world who want their freedom as well, and the strength to stand up with the growing left-right, neo-Marxist, Islamist alliance to destroy Western society from within and not even allow you to be able to stand up for yourselves for the truth. We are the front line. Stand up proud and strong for the Jewish people and the Jewish state of Israel. Am Yisrael Chai. If you are not yet a subscriber to our daily, belief-based, inspiring, politically incorrect, truthful videos about Israel, the Jewish people, and the freedom-loving world, what are you waiting for? Go to pulsevisual.com and click to subscribe today. And yes, we are a donor-based operation. We need your donations for support in order to make these videos and get our videos seen and do all the work we do. So every once in a while, whether a large donation or a small donation, just go to pulsevisual.com and click on the donate button. Shalom, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.